evaluate the client's fitness, we selected tests that assess his strength, muscular endurance, flexibility, and upper body functions. So first we did the sit-up test. The 1-minute sit-up test measures muscular endurance as well as identifying core strength and preventing injury. After a live warm-up, the client lied on their back with their knees bent at a 90-degree angle and their feet flat. The shoulders should be locked over the head or the arms crossed over the chest. And the test evaluates core stability, which is important for posture and injury prevention. Then we did the sit and reach, which tested his flexibility. It measures the client's lower back and hamstrings and also helps to identify injury risk and monitor flexibility progress. After the light warm-up, the client will sit on the floor with their knees flat and their feet against a box. They stack their hands and reach out slowly as far as possible, and they hold the position for about 2 seconds. We'll do this 3 times and then record the best score in inches. Lastly, we did the manual muscle test. So the test assessed the strength of the shoulder abductors, primarily the deltoid and supraspinatus muscles. It helps to identify weaknesses in the muscles that affect upper body movement and increase the risk of injury. They should raise their arms out to the side to about shoulder height. Another person should apply downward resistance while the client holds the position. The muscle strength is determined based on the client's ability to resist the applied force. And then lastly, we did the 1-rep squat test. So what this test is that the client will do a squat with different amounts of weights, increasing the weight by a little bit each time. The last weight that they use where they're able to maintain proper form is what is used to determine their strength for that exercise.
So based on the assessments we selected, we were able to get a well-rounded understanding of our client's muscular endurance, flexibility, and upper body strength. Starting with the sit-up test, this helped us evaluate core muscular endurance. We found that the client demonstrated a moderate level of endurance. This shows that they have a solid foundation, but there's still room for improvement, especially when it comes to maintaining strong stability and sustained abdominal control. Next, the sit and reach test assessed flexibility in the lower back and hamstrings. We observed that the client's flexibility fell within an average range, but there were slight limitations. Over time, this could increase the risk of tightness or restricted movement if not addressed. Lastly, the manual muscle test for shoulder abduction showed that the client had adequate strength in the deltoid and supraspinatus muscles. They were able to resist moderate applied force, which indicates functional upper body strength. However, we applied additional strengthening that could help improve stability and reduce the risk of injury. So overall, we found that the client has a solid baseline of strength and endurance. Moving forward, we would focus on improving core endurance and flexibility to enhance overall movement and efficient and help prevent injury. Thank you.
Based on these findings, I created 3 SMART goals. The first SMART goal was, by the end of the school year, I will have the habit of going to the gym 3 to 4 times per week for 45 minutes by making time available and setting an alarm. My second SMART goal was, I will increase my 1-rep max and 10-rep max in the squat and bench by 15% within an 8-month period through hypertrophy overload followed by a taper. My third SMART goal was, I will improve my sit and reach score by 2 inches over 2 months by performing static stretching and after my workouts for 25 minutes 3 to 4 times a week.
Okay, based on the SMART goals, we created a program design starting with a body weight squat. This will be 3 to 4 sets of 12 to 15 reps, and the muscles targeted here are the quadriceps, glutes, hamstrings. This exercise reinforces proper squat mechanics without external load. It improves movement quality, joint stability, and neuromuscular control, making it ideal for building a foundation before progressing to heavier resistance, and it also supports lower body endurance and functional movement patterns. Our second exercise is a push-up. This will be done in 3 sets of 8 to 15 reps. The muscle that is being targeted is the chest, or the pectoralis major, triceps, anterior deltoids, and the core. A compound upper body movement that develops pushing strength and core stability is the push-up, and it enhances motor control through full body engagement and improves functional strength used in daily activities and resistance training progression. Our third exercise is the lat pull down. This will be done in 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps, and the rest in between sets should be 60 to 90 seconds. The muscles targeted in this exercise are the latissimus dorsi and the biceps. This exercise balances pushing movements by strengthening the back muscles. It improves posture, scapular control, and reduces risk of muscular imbalances. Our fourth exercise is a Romanian deadlift, also known as an RDL, and this is done in 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps. The rest period in between sets should also be about 90 seconds. The muscles targeted are the hamstrings, the glutes, the erectors spinae, and the reason we do this exercise is because a hip hinge movement strengthens the posterior chain and improves biomechanics. It enhances eccentric control and flexibility in the hamstrings, supporting movement efficiently. Our fifth exercise is the walking lunge, done in 2 to 3 sets of 10 reps per leg. And this rest period in between sets should also be 60 to 90 seconds. The muscles targeted in this exercise are the quadriceps, glutes, stabilizers, and we do this exercise for this client because a unilateral exercise that improves balance, coordination, and stability is crucial in enhancing motor control and reducing injury risk by addressing side-to-side imbalances. Our sixth exercise is going to be a plank hold, and this will be done in 3 sets of 30 to 60 seconds, and the rest period in between sets should also be 30 to 60 seconds. The muscles targeted are the abdominals, obliques, and the lower back, and this will improve core stability and endurance, which is essential for maintaining posture and transferring force during compound movements like squats and deadlifts. And our last exercise the client will be doing is a leg press, and this will be done in 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. The rest period will be 60 to 90 seconds, and the targeted muscles are the quadriceps and glutes. The machine-based movement allows for additional lower body volume with reduced balance demands, and it supports hypertrophy and reinforces proper movement patterns safely. The parameters of these exercises are 3 to 4 sets, which I'm sure you picked up on, and the reps will be 8 to 12 in hypertrophy range, and the rest period is at 60 to 90 seconds time frame, and the frequency will be 3 to 4 times per week. These exercises target major muscle groups and follow proper movement patterns such as pushing, pulling, hinging, and squatting. The program promotes muscular hypertrophy, improves neuromuscular coordination, and enhances flexibility, all of which support the client's goals. If the client were part of a special population, such as a geriatric population, modifications would include reducing intensity and using lighter weights to prioritize safety and joint health. Second modification would be incorporating more balance and stability exercises to reduce fall risk. And if the client had a metabolic disorder, we would include more cardiovascular training or monitor intensity closely to manage fatigue and energy levels. In conclusion, the program design was based on the client's goals, assessment results, and individual needs. By following this structural plan, the client can improve strength, consistency, and overall fitness while reducing injury risk.
Alright, so for our first exercise, it's going to be a bodyweight squat. This particular exercise targets the quadriceps, the glutes, and the hamstrings. So first, what you want to do is start off with your feet shoulder width apart, toes slightly out, and you want to keep your chest like high and proud. So on the eccentric movement, which is like going down, I want you to keep your chest up while flexing your hams and your quads while going down, while keeping your back at a certain angle. All right, so first off, we're gonna get you doing the eccentric, and what I want you to think about is trying to keep your knees over your toes, keep it tracking over your toes. And then on your way up, which is the concentric, I want you to push through your heels to finish the movement.
Okay.
Yeah. So try to give me like 5 reps, best of your ability, and I'll help you throughout. Perfect, sir. Yep. The only thing is that your knees slightly go over, but we can work on that later. Perfect.
Okay, so the next exercise that we're going to be doing is the push-up. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start with your hands about shoulder width apart and your legs out. And then you're gonna, when you lower down, it's gonna be the eccentric phase, and then when you push up, it's gonna be your concentric phase, and then this targets your anterior deltoid, your triceps, and your pectoralis major. So have your hands about shoulder width apart, then you're gonna lower into the push-up, and that's great posture, and then, yeah.
All right, for this next exercise, we're gonna target your glutes, stabilizers, and your quadriceps in a lunge. So we'll be doing an eccentric movement down like this. Make sure that that back knee is like tapping the ground while you completely bend this front knee, and then you're just going back up. This is the eccentric motion, this is the concentric